Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope all of you can see and hear me. If you can see and hear me, just actually type in see in the comment box. Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Welcome to the Pro Trading Club, guys. Welcome to the Pro Trading Club. And if you are actually seeing this on YouTube, go ahead and click on the link below and join the WhatsApp group so that you will get more latest updates. And let's get started with today's session. Today's session about Pro Trading Club. If you are new for this, we have three major sections here. First, we will be discussing more to do with what is expected in the market in the next 1 week. What exactly is our view for the next 1 week? That is my personal views. So based on that, if you are trying to take any trade, you are trying to actually take a decision on your own. So all the risk is your own. Please understand, I am not any kind of a SEBI registered analyst. I am giving you my opinion based on my experience. And if you are trying to take a trade, you are taking a risk. Try to actually consult your financial consultant whoever you want to actually get in touch before doing any kind of investments. So this is my personal view where I will be personally investing, and if you are actually having any doubts based on my experience, I'll try to solve that. That is how this whole thing works. So first, I'll be sharing with you my view on what is expected in the market for the next 1 week. Second, I'll be sharing with you some of the swing trading ideas where I am personally investing. So if you are interested, you can also look at that. Third thing is where we will be talking more on the multi-bagger stocks, which we are looking for a longer duration. If we are looking for the next 5 to 10 years, these are the stocks which I personally expect that these stocks have a potential of going to maybe 2 times, 3 times, 5 times. So it is a multi-bagger. It can actually multiply. So that's my personal view. So let's actually look at one by one. First and foremost thing, we will talk about the Nifty and Bank Nifty. What is the range we are expecting for the next 1 week? So for that, before getting into that, let's actually look at what I had talked to you last week. This is what I had actually talked to you about the Nifty and Bank Nifty last week. And if you see, more or less, it has actually come in the same line. What I told you is market is bullish. Every dip is a buying opportunity. The range we were expecting was 17,000 to 17,600. And as long as we hold 17,000, it is positive only. If at all we break that, then probably we will go to 16,800. That was our lower end for last week. And if we break 16,000, 17,600, our upside target was 17,800. It did not go till there, but almost it has done this. So this is what I had actually talked to you on Nifty part. So let's actually talk about currently what is our expectation for Nifty. Let me write this down. Currently, my expectation is, see, at this point of time, I'm not very sure if we are going towards the all-time high. It's too early to tell that, but definitely we are doing better off. And until unless we get something on a positive note about the war getting into an end or some kind of thing, otherwise actually market may not still be able to go towards the all-time highs. So it is still bullish at this point of time, and currently this should move to 17,300. Okay, as long as we are above 17,300, we should actually continue to be positive at this point of time. Okay, the range we are looking for this week probably will be between 17,500 to 18,000. Probably 18,000 is something which can happen, but let's see if we are able to do it at one go or it is going to be staggered. We don't know. If at all we break 18,000, then there is a possibility that we can go towards 18,100 to 150 levels. Okay, this is going to be a very strong resistance. 18,100 to 150. This is going to be a very strong resistance. Okay, and here by any chance, if we break 17,500, now we have all the possibility that we can go towards, okay, See, 17,350 to 17,400, this is going to be a strong support for time being. Okay, so I don't expect the market to go below this. This is my expectation personally, but anything can happen in the market, so you need to be very, very careful. But this is my expectation. This is a good breakout. Whatever has happened currently on this Friday is a good breakout. Now, the most important thing is we need to have a continuity here. If there is no continuity, then there could be a downside move. Okay, it's very important that Monday also needs to be positive, or probably Monday can be, see, this is a trending day, whatever we have seen. So Monday can be a what do you say, it will be more of profit booking kind of thing. It may actually be a range bound kind of thing, then it may resume its upside. So all those things are possible. Currently what is happening is we are definitely at a good place. 16,000. See, next important resistance will come somewhere around 16,750 to 800. That is the place where we will see some kind of a resistance. So on Monday, looking at the US market, Europe has actually closed flat. US market has closed quite on a positive note. So there could be some up move which is possible, but I don't think immediately buying may not make sense, because there could be some dip which we will get. For Monday, 17,600 is going to be a very strong support. So by any chance, if you can get on a intraday dip somewhere between 17,580 to 600, that will be a good place for you to take any fresh entry. Don't try to take entry at random prices, because market may not give you an opportunity. Anybody who is trying to get in early will be thrown out of the market. So that's what actually weak hands are always thrown out, that you have always seen. So that is my personal view on Nifty. So let's look at Bank Nifty, what I had actually talked to you last week. This is what I had talked to you last week about Bank Nifty. Let me actually share with you the levels. What I talked to you about Bank Nifty is again bullish. The range we were looking was 35,000 to 36,000. And I told you, if 36,000 breaks, maybe 36,500 is something which we can see. We have gone far beyond that. Okay. And if we break 35,000, I told you 34,500 could be the level, but I was expecting it to be more on the bullish side, and that has something which has happened right now. Currently, we are bullish at this point of time until 36,500 is going to be held. Okay, and the expectation for this week is somewhere between 37,000 to maybe 38,000 levels. And if 38,000 is going to break, maybe we can move towards 38,500. See, 38,500 to 38,800, that is a very, very strong resistance area. Okay, 38,500 to 38,800 levels. This is a very strong resistance area. You have to be very, very careful here. We have seen reversals many times at these places. Okay, and if we are breaking 37,000, probably 36,500, something we can expect, and very likely here reversal should be possible. For this Monday, let me actually share with you 1 second. Intraday level for Bank Nifty, I think it should, see, for Bank Nifty on Monday, let me tell you something. Okay, let me show you this. See, there is one important thing you need to see. See, this is a gap which is there, and we will actually fill this gap. Now, after filling that gap, generally the gap down will actually have some amount of profit booking after coming there. Okay, if at all any fresh buying will come, it should be above this level, which is around 37,300 levels. 1 second, let me confirm you the exact level. 1 second. 37,318, 320 you can guess. See, as long as we are above 37,300, 330, market should remain positive. But here, once it goes there, there could be a possibility of some dip which will come. And after that dip again, if it starts moving beyond this, that is where actually it is a confirmation that bank nifty will become super strong. Okay, see, currently Nifty is very strong. It is actually trading above all the moving averages, which is suggesting that it is on the upside. And the bank nifty now, very important is 36,700, 800. That level was very important because a lot of moving averages were there, and we have started trading above that. Now, as long as we are staying above this, I don't see any problem. Bank Nifty becomes super strong. If Nifty and Bank Nifty both are strong, then the market is likely to remain strong. So, but what I am seeing is at this point of time, the war is still not over. Since the war, if war gets over, there is all the possibility of seeing an all-time high. If the war will get extended, then the upside can get capped. So this is a level where we may see a challenge, which is somewhere around 18,100, 150 level. Okay, this is a very important area where there could be some kind of a possibility that market can actually have some amount of reversals. Because see, one more thing you need to understand, VIX has crashed, literally crashed, 10% crash. And if you see around 18 is the VIX which has come. See, VIX can come down still further, no doubt. But if VIX comes down so much, if you see from here, VIX has actually corrected a lot for the last 1 month. VIX had moved higher and now it has crashed. VIX generally, when it comes somewhere around 18, there will be a big movement which will happen. It can happen in either direction. Currently, it is looking more positive side, but at the same time, we need to be a little careful. Now, what is going to happen? For the next, there are a couple of events which are lined up, especially and this weekend, which in between 6 to 8, we have the MPC meeting, which is actually Monetary Policy Committee meeting. So we need to see what is the RBI stand. See, RBI last time had actually set an accommodative stand. Now we need to see if the accommodative stand is going to continue, or are they going to make any new changes in whatever they have talked last week, last meeting, whatever they had talked about it. They had said it doesn't matter what is happening in the global side, we are very confident. But after that, the war crisis has happened, and after that, we have seen crude going almost up to $130 per barrel and all. So we don't know what actually they are going to talk right now. And if they are actually still continuing with their accommodative stand, everything is looking perfectly fine. But if they are actually going to get started talking about some kind of a rate hike in the future, then that will be treated little negative by the market. So you need to be careful around this time. So this week probably it is sounding positive, but during this period we need to become careful. And during these levels which I have suggested to you, somewhere around 38,500 levels is a level where we have to be careful for bank nifty, and 18,000, 18,150 levels we have to be careful for nifty. See, sometime beforehand, if there is any challenge, I will actually update you in my WhatsApp groups on whenever I am telling you my daily view on the market. Overall market looks very positive. Most of the sectors are looking quite promising, but you don't know. Whenever you have too much of overconfidence, that is where actually market reverses. So we need to be careful at that front, mainly because the war is still not over. Apart from that, overall the fund flow has actually become good, which is a positive factor. And FIs currently have started buying, which is a very positive factor which we have been seeing in the last few days. But will it continue? Will there be some kind of disruption? We need to see, because the LIC, when see now the couple of challenges which we have is, one is this war has not got over. See, as long as the war continues, this crude will not come into control, and that is not going to be good for the market. Second thing is the LIC IPO, which is going to come very soon. And this LIC IPO is going to suck out a lot more liquidity from the market. Okay. So if at all war is going to get over, there could be some sentimental boost up, which can take us a little more higher. Apart from that, fund flow has to continuously keep on moving good here. If the fund flow has got any kind of a challenge, then we will face some amount of challenge. Otherwise, overall market currently is looking good, but at the same time, don't put all the money at one go. And but the market overall looks perfectly fine. So that is my personal view at this point of time. Okay, guys. So this is my view on Nifty and Bank Nifty. If you have any questions, you can actually put it in the chat box. I can actually answer this. So that is, we have completed the first part of our agenda, which is going to be our view on Nifty and Bank Nifty. Any questions you have, guys? Any of you have any personal questions? Okay. If there's no question, we are moving on to the second part of our agenda, which is going to be on swing trade ideas. Anand Jaiswal, if you have actually been, you have got messages. Where did you get these messages? If you either in the Telegram or in the WhatsApp, you have been there, right? So wherever you are, I think you have been there. It doesn't matter whichever you have been joined. It doesn't matter. Message will be same across. Okay. Next week swing trade idea is this. Swing trade idea. There are two important stocks which we are looking at. Okay. Thank you, Milan. The swing trade ideas currently is this. L&T Finance Holding and Biocon. These are the two places where we are looking at some kind of a breakout. So let's actually talk about what is happening in L&T Housing Finance, Finance Holdings. See, if you look at this, L&T Finance Holdings, look at the kind of volumes which have got generated here. And after these volumes, and if you see a huge momentum was there on the upside. And if we have to talk about this, this is called a flag pattern, which is there. And the flag has happened. And now we have actually consolidated here. There is a sideways movement which has been happening. And looks like that the correction, whatever was supposed to happen, is more or less over. And at this point of time, we are at a breakout level. If you see here, we are at this breakout level. So where can we buy? We can buy above yesterday's high, that is Friday high. So what was the high? High has been 83.6, right? Okay. Buy above 83.6. As long as this is actually holding good, there's nothing that we need to worry about. And here the stop loss will actually be a little wider. If you want to keep a bigger stop loss, it will be below this 80 rupees, or else we can keep a smaller stop loss somewhere here at 81.5. Okay, we can keep here. $81.5 can be our stop loss for this. Okay, and a target which we can expect here is, the first target is going to be at this place, which is around 84.5. Okay, the second target will come here, which is around 87.5. And the third target will be at 89.5. So these are the three targets which we can expect. The swing trade is generally between 3 to 5 days. Okay, this is within a week we are expecting these targets to achieve. As long as we stay above 81.5, I don't see any problem. And it's better to take a trade above this, because this is a place where we had got resistances earlier also. It's an important level which I have marked for you. At that level, we have faced multiple times the resistances and all. And if as long as we are able to stay beyond this and move ahead, I think is perfectly fine for us. So that is L&T Finance Holdings. That is the first stock which we are discussing for today. Second stock which we are going to discuss today is going to be Biocon. See, Biocon, what has happened is for all these days, it was actually trading. You can see a big sell-off which had happened in Biocon. After all this big sell-off, whatever has happened, it has been able to sustain, and currently it is actually giving us a very good place. And again, at a very important level, it has actually shown that it is able to see again at this place also. If you see recently also, there was some, see, after this up move, it has actually corrected, and after correction there has been one green candle. So again, above that place is a good place for us to look at buying. So let's look at the stop loss where we can keep. See, if we have to keep a bigger stop loss, we have to keep below the day low, or else we can keep at this place, which is 335. We can keep a stop loss. Okay, so let's actually do this. Buy above, what is the current price? 340. Okay, 342. Stop loss will be 335. Okay, target is going to be, first target is going to be this place, which is the recent high, whatever it has made, or probably here we can keep, will be a smaller one. Okay, I think it's a 1:1 target. So 347.5, that could be our first target, and the second target will be 352. And above this, I think we can easily move towards this 370. Okay, 370 could be our third target. Okay, so these are the two stocks which we have for current week, which is L&T Finance Holding. We can note down the stop loss and the targets. And Biocon, this is our stop loss and targets. I'm again telling you, this is my personal view. This is these are the stocks which I am personally trading. If you are trying to do any kind of trade, it is at your own risk, at your own. You are trying to take your own due diligence before doing this. So this, as a disclaimer, I am actually telling you once again. Okay, I hope you are clear with these two stocks, guys. This is my swing trade ideas. This is where I am personally trading. Okay. Okay, last part, we will get into the next part of our agenda, where we are talking about a multi-bagger stock. And the multi-bagger stock which I have picked up for you today is India Mart. See, India Mart is again a new age technology stock, and this stock from the inception has been doing extremely well. And recently there has been a good correction. I had talked earlier also that most of the stocks where there is a lot of it has already moved up a lot, there will be a good amount of correction. I think more or less the correction is over for this stock, and it is trying to form a base. See, look at this. From 2020, where it got listed, somewhere around 1,200 rupees it got listed. It went as high as 10 times, almost 10,000 rupees was the level it has gone. Okay, and after that, if you see, it has almost corrected 50% of it. So there's a good amount of correction which has happened, and there is a good base formation what we can see here. So there's a good base formation what we see here. Now see the accumulation. This is going to be an accumulation pattern, guys. Okay, this will be an accumulation pattern. So as long we are going to be here in this range, it is going to actually be sideways. Okay, it is going to remain sideways, and once we break ahead of this is where you will start getting some momentum. But currently it is actually buy on dips, buy on accumulation. And look at this, not for a shorter duration, look at this at least for 3 to 5 years. Okay, And again, there is all the possibility it will go back towards the 10,000, and probably it can do much better than that. It can become the next DMart kind of a stock. This is a stock which you have to keep in your radar and look at the kind of movement. So right now we are getting somewhere around 4,451. Okay, so somewhere between 4,000 to 4,500, this is good place for you to start accumulating this stock. Okay, and don't put all the money at one go. As I always tell you, whenever you put the money, you have to put only maybe around 20% of whatever you want to invest at one go. If at all it goes down, we have to look at this kind of a formation again, a base kind of a formation. If this is happening, look at this. This is a big volume of selling. After that, there's not much of a downside which has happened here. Okay, now once we are able to go beyond this, that means all the selling pressure has been taken out from the system. So for that it will take time, but overall looks like this is a good base formation whatever is happening, and that is something which you should rather look for taking. This is a good stock. Fundamentally the company is good, and the business they are actually in is into B2B business, which actually makes a lot of sense. And this is definitely a company you can keep for a longer duration. Again, a technology oriented company. So accumulate between 4,000 to 4,500. This should be something which you can look forward. Okay, see, these kind of companies whatever is there have all the possibility to go to even 40,000 also. So that is the kind of thing which can happen in these stocks if you keep for a longer duration. Don't expect things to happen at a shorter duration. It may not really happen, so be careful. But overall company looks good, stock looks good, and the levels are very good at this level. Okay, a lot of you will keep asking me about Paytm. See, Paytm I had told you maybe 900 to 1000, but it did not actually form. Now it is trying to form a base, and now a lot of volumes are getting formed. Earlier, see here, it was trying to form a base, it failed. See, it was trying to form a base here. That is where I told you it did not work. Now actually we are seeing more volume, and probably again there is a formation trying to happen here. If it fails again, then we will see, but more or less I think this is fairly valued. See, from 2000 level where it got actually listed, now it is available for almost around 500 rupees, almost around 75% discount you are getting on the valuation wise. I think it is fairly valued at this stage. And the volumes whatever we are seeing currently, and you look at the volumes, huge volumes have happened, but at the same time you don't see much of a downside. That means that big buying has started happening here. So definitely this is a place where we can start looking at accumulating here. So that's why I say don't put all the money. If you are put 20% here, you have no problem putting 20%. And don't look at actually this like a trader. Putting stop loss and all will not work. Whenever you are looking at an investment, look at it as an investment. Don't look at this as a trade. You put a stop loss, it is going to get triggered, guys. It doesn't make any sense. You have to understand the fundamentals of the company, and if you want to stay there for the next 5 to 10 years, then only you should start accumulating. Any dip is a good opportunity for you to buy. Fundamentals have not changed. Technically a lot of things will happen. Fundamentals have not changed in the company. Please understand that. Okay, so overall everything looks good for the stock. I don't see any problem. And understand these are the companies which can become the future Infosys, future Reliance. These are the companies which have all the potential possibility to become. So they are going to scare you with lot of news. Don't actually look at that. Remember whatever we had seen in Idea, so much of negative news had come when the price went to 4 rupees, 5 rupees. I told you stay there, then don't worry. Right now also this is another stock which I keep getting. I don't see any problem in the stock. I have been recommending to you at 4.5 rupees, 6 rupees also. Currently also there is no problem with this stock. But you have to keep in mind at least 5 years. So people who had taken at 6 rupees, it had gone up to 16 rupees also. So almost you have seen that multi-bagger thing happening. So if you look at the next 3 to 5 years, I am seeing this probably can either hit 30, 35 rupees, or probably if everything goes well, maybe 100 rupees is also possible in this stock. So it is definitely a multi-bagger stock. Everything, whatever was negative has started becoming positive for the stock. I don't see any problem here. This is again my personal view, guys. Don't put too much of money and then actually have a lot of issues. Don't do that. Whenever there is a risk, always put only 5% of the money in your total portfolio. Don't put too much. Okay, any risky portfolio, whatever you are taking, 5% fund. Any kind of companies like Reliance, Infosys, and all, there you can put a higher money. You don't have to worry. Any of these places where you are putting, things are still not very clear. You don't put too much, because see the the natural tendency is the price is smaller, you would want to put a huge amount of money. Don't try to do that. Okay, but everything looks good according to me. There is absolutely no issues with the stock. I see a lot of buying still coming in. That means definitely everything is good. And even recently, if you see, the parent company, both the foreign partner and the Indian partner, both of them have infused money in the company, which means that they are actually ready to again take on. So that means that they will actually now start looking at giving a competition for Geo and Airtel, which is a positive development what we can see. Earlier, there was no such development. So let's see right now the earning issues or earnings will come. If the earnings start becoming better, I think everything will fall in place. Everything what you need to work out is look at what is happening in the results. So keep looking at the results. Results will take time. See, it's not going to actually start showing you positive results because the financials are extremely bad in the stock. This is purely based on technicals. I have been telling you that if big buying is coming, there's something which is fishing here. And they are actually, you will actually come to know only one. See, people will start recommending you to buy only when it starts going above 30, 35 rupees. Okay, they are not going to tell you right now. So no analyst is going to ask you to buy this, because at this point of time they don't want to take any kind of a risk. But clearly that buying is there and huge volume is there. Clearly it is visible that market prices are going to go higher. I see all the possibility that it will come towards this rate somewhere around 40, 45 rupees. It will happen. It will take time, but it is going to happen. Okay. Okay, guys, this is my personal view about all the segments I have covered. If there is any personal question, anything you want to ask, I think I will keep it open. If there's no questions, then we can actually wind off the session also. Any question is there, you can either put in the chat box or you can unmute yourself and speak up.
Yeah. So currently the market is very bullish, right? And it's moving up. But in the month of April, will there be an LIC IPO and then there could be some correction happening again?
See, we don't know. As per the current thing, see, it's not that LIC IPO will happen, correction has to happen. But what happens is liquidity will get crunched when actually such big IPO is going to come in. So liquidity always already has an issue because the interest rates are getting high. Okay. So we need to see what is going to happen. At this point of time, they have not announced the dates. Only after they announce the dates, we will know. I've told you the levels. At these levels, be careful. These levels, you have to become careful.
Okay. So I had another question. So now recently Putin announced that he'll be selling the petrol for rubles, and that caused a crude oil price sharp drop.
No, that is not the reason
Any views on that?
the drop is mainly because US is actually taking out their reserves. US has announced saying that they are going to, there is something called strategic reserves which they keep for the country. They want to bring down the oil prices, so they are actually removing that stock from there.
Oh, okay. So in any way, it is helpful to India, right? Because the crude oil prices comes down.
No,
So
until unless war is not going to end, I don't see any major thing which is going to happen. we need to see currently crude oil is at a very important level. See, crude oil at this place is at a very important level. If it breaks this level, that is actually Friday low, it needs to break. If it breaks, there could be a big selling which can come in crude oil. So until that is not going to break, I think it will still keep moving up, down, up, down.
Okay. But suppose if it breaks, then again it will be a positive impact on stock market, right?
It can
Or it
be
is
positive
already.
impact, but we don't know what is going to happen. See, currently we are not seeing, see, even if war is going to end, overall the estimate which actually fundamentally all the analysts are doing is somewhere between $80 to $90 is something where the crude can stay. Okay, no, only thing is, see, understand what is happening is crude has see, the demand whatever is there in the market is as it is. There is nothing which has increased there. Now, crude oil, the biggest challenge what has happened is all the oil marketing company, the OPEC countries, what they have done is they have reduced the, they have actually decreased the production to a very large extent. They need to start increasing the production. Recently, they told that they are going to increase the production. Now, once they start increasing the production, that is where things will start happening better. And now is the time if Iran, that sanctions and all are going to lift it up, and there actually there will be happening, or probably if Russia is giving discount and more countries starts accepting it, then that can actually disrupt the oil things. So that only time is going to tell. At this point of time, everybody is against Russia. So people are criticizing that even India is buying oil from Russia. So we don't know what actually is going to happen here. So let's wait. See, we have to not, any point of time, we should not actually look at trading from the news point of view, because earlier COVID was actually the news was actually a negative thing, but later on the COVID news was actually just a carrot to bring the market down, take you out of it, and then they started buying and taking the market up. Both the institutions, FIS, DIS, both of them actually made a huge amount of money. So don't trade based on just news. This is only going to be psychologically triggering the markets. Something which is a news, see, for example, war has actually brought the market down. Now war ends, the market will go up. But ultimately, what is important for us, what is going to stay there is not about all these news. What is going to stay there is based on what is the result these companies are going to produce every quarter. That is what is going to be mattering. I hope
Yeah,
you are
got
getting
it.
this.
Yeah, I'm getting it. Yeah,
See, this
thank
is
you.
only a psychological thing which is going to boost up the price for a time being, and later on everything will fizzle out.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
thank you. Anybody else has any other questions, guys? Okay, if there's no further question, I think I'll wind off the session. Thank you very much. Have a happy weekend, and we'll catch up with you on the group.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Happy Ugadi
Happy
Very
advance
sure.
Padwa.
to all of
Happy
you.
Ugadi to everyone.
To all of you. Thank you.